David Bowie, Starman. That's what we're getting into today. And Sam, how did we arrive at this one?
This was a pick by the members, and the members have not done us wrong yet. So we're hoping for another winner today.
How many options did they have to choose from?
4.
And this one came out on top. Wasn't all that close, to be honest. So we got some David Bowie fans.
It seems to be a going theme. There's always almost always one that like takes the strong lead.
Yeah. From time to
Most
time.
of the time.
From time to time. It's like it gets a little tighter at the top. But we know David Bowie is loved by many. So this is not surprising. This song here came out in 1972, right?
That is correct. Yes.
And we've done some. So the Starman seems to center around what we first got introduced with David Bowie. And we did a song called Ziggy Stardust.
Yes.
And we also did one called Space Oddity. Now, this was very early on in our channel. So it was the first time we were introduced to David Bowie. And then we did Heroes, I think, more recently. We did Under Pressure with Queen. So I think we're going back in time on this one, back to 1972.
Yes.
We're going to the early David Bowie.
Yes.
But I believe it sounds like this song really started to bring him into the cultural phenom aspect.
Yeah, I think he was kind of like a rising star, and then this kind of set the tone for him to grow substantially from that. And we were reading that this song was kind of like the origin of like Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah, the mythology.
Yes.
And it sounds like from what we've learned about David thus far, he really started to combine the aura of music with art and fashion.
And also kind of this character ideology as well.
Yeah, pushing the boundaries with that and taking a different approach to music. But we are obviously not that deep into the catalog just yet. So you should probably give us more recommendations down below in the comment section. You should probably hit that like button if you like David Bowie, because that's going to help this video reach more people. And if you like somebody's comment about a recommended song from David Bowie that we should do, you should also hit the thumbs up on that.
Yeah,
Sam?
we usually go with the top liked comment for our suggestions.
Anything else you want to mention before we get into Starman?
Just make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single video, because we post almost every day.
Starman. Also, we were reading that there's a performance of this that's pretty renowned, but we tend to start with the studio because we want to get familiar with the song, and the music is what's really important to us, right, for the experience. So if you want us to see that live version, it's from 1972, I think, as well. So let us know down below in the comment section. All right, enough with the chit chat. Let's get into Starman.
Didn't know what time it was, the lights were low. Oh, oh. I leaned back on my radio. Oh, oh. Some cat was laying down some rock and roll, that is all he said. Then the loud sound, it seemed to fade. Came back like a slow voice on a wave of fade. That weren't no DJ, that was hazy. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. Switch on the TV, we may pick him up on channel 2. Look out your window, I can see his light. If we can sparkle, he may land tonight. Don't tell your papa, or he'll get us locked up in time. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and
All right. So there's so much to this one. Very unique, obviously. The first thing that stood out to me was how dry his vocal was. You know, it's kind of this offset of the sci-fi space element that you get, right? It starts off so dry, so stripped down from the acoustic present, then it just explodes into life later on. The guitars really come in so full. And I love the chorus section as well when he explodes into Starman. It's so catchy. And I could see, you know, this getting stuck in my head. Second chorus, I'm like already starting to sing it.
I know.
And I love that. And, you know, the way he's got the harmonized vocals in there as well really sounds fantastic.
In the chorus part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that it's kind of cool that they had stripped down so much talking about a Starman, right? Because it's like he's storytelling from the Earth perspective.
Yeah.
And then he explodes into Starman when we're like getting into this mythology, as we talked about in the beginning, of who Ziggy Stardust is.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool from the creative standpoint.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's also cool, like you said, creatively, like how contrasting the verse chorus sections are. Like they're almost like a completely different vibe, but it meshes together so well and complements each other. So also, I feel like he's storytelling, but he also has got like a little bit of kind of like humor in there. 'Cause he's talking about like, you know, don't tell your dad 'cause they're gonna think we're crazy. They're gonna lock us up, right? Like these people from space talking to us.
And that's the
so I
whole
think-
theme, right? Like we're not ready
Yeah.
for Ziggy yet.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But he's kind of sending this message to, you know, to Earth, and
Might be applicable today
yeah,
with all the UFO stuff, the conversations going on.
totally fair.
Are we ready for it? I don't know.
I feel like that's a topic of conversation in like every generation is like space and aliens. And
Rumor
stuff.
is they're all in Antarctica anyways. All the UFOs are in Antarctica, if you didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Anyways, we'll have some closing thoughts at the end. This is definitely going to be stuck in my head for sure.
I don't tell your papa or he'll get us locked up and tied. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. Starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie.
Seems like the ladies had a thing for Ziggy as
I
well.
was gonna say it always kills me when you see the crowds and all the girls are like, "Let me touch you."
Grabbing onto his leg. And
They want to go to space with him.
it's funny, like my parents used to watch Star Trek growing up, like the original. Well, when I was growing up, not when they were growing up. When I was growing up, they always had the original Star Trek on the TV. My mom loved it, and with Captain Kirk. And that's what this reminded me of with David Bowie's outfit and his hair and everything. It
Yeah.
was like channeling some Star Trek in there. And that fits, right? Like that's how it's fitting.
Sci-fi space
in the sci-fi,
vibes.
alien Ziggy Stardust vibe. And I
Yeah.
wonder if that played a role or not, and how he came up with the idea of this persona. And then it's also so cool because we've seen David Bowie so much later in his career when he was performing Heroes, for example. He just looks like this normal, regular guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You look at this and you're like, wow, it's kind of crazy. Obviously he went with this persona and people loved it, but there was a risk too. People could have looked at him and been like, you're so weird.
It's one
What
of
is
those
this?
things that I think people either loved or hated, right? Like I feel like a lot of the time when people kind of go on the edge and get a little bit edgy with their look, especially because like you said earlier, at this time he was, really bringing to the front this idea of like blending music with art and fashion, and you really see that in his look, right? So I think some people were probably like, oh, this is really cool and new and innovative, and other people were like, weird.
Well, you can tell he was immersed in creativity, and that's what I got from the song as well.
Yeah, for sure.
We started with the acoustic presence and build, and then we exit with a bunch of energy, and that kind of complements the storytelling vibe of, we're not necessarily ready for this new technology that's coming around the corner that this Ziggy Stardust figure is going to bring. And, but we finish with, no actual lyrics, just the, humming alongside the electric guitar, which was so vastly different than where we started from.
Yeah, for sure. It built a lot. So I thought this was really cool. And I thought it was cool to come back to this era for David, because like Phil had said, we'd done this at the very beginning of the channel. So it's kind of cool to revisit it once we have a little bit more of an appreciation for this era and the creativity in music. I think when we first did David Bowie, we were still just getting our feet wet with all of that kind of stuff.
Well, big shout out to the members for putting Starman on the map for us. And, I think we got like over 100 members now. You guys just keep stacking up, keep coming through. And
we love you guys.
And giving us votes on those polls and great comments that we read with recommendations. So thank you so
Super
much
helpful.
to all the members, but thank you everybody that comes through and hangs with us. We appreciate you all. We're grateful eternally for everybody. Thank you so much for the support. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you on our next video.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.